Debbie Peterson, who was just on our show a week ago. She is a former mayor of a small town in California. She's also
Oh,
a has been a baker and a bagel maker,
oh,
and she is the author of. Remind us the name of the book, please, Debbie.
It's the happiest corruption, sleaze, lies, and suicide in a California beach town.
ah,
And it's all about literally your. How long were you mayor? Like 4 years or something? 2 years?
I was mayor for 2 years. I was on the council for 7 years.
Whoa. Okay. And so you've written just what you slogged into when you got in.
Exactly what I crashed into unexpectedly. Yeah, yeah.
Well, so what was the best, besides finishing your book? I'm sure that was the best thing that happened to you this year, but what was the best thing, Debbie Peterson, that happened to you in 2022?
Well, I'm going to tell you the best thing that's happened to the people of California this year right now is we are going to have 11 straight days of rain. And honestly, after probably 11 straight years of really serious drought, that is amazing good news. And you wouldn't believe it, but we're all thrilled, absolutely thrilled to be having rain.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Mazel Tov. You know, these things, that's the wonderful thing. Donald Trump is right. Global warming is wonderful because it makes it hotter and more moist. I don't even know what I'm saying. So, by the way, I want to welcome, David, do you know this person? I'm wondering because I met this man and his wife at ATCA,
oh,
American Theater Critics Association, oh, I don't know, 25, 30 years ago. He is all the way from Utah. Is Cheryl going to be joining you, David?
Unfortunately not. She's not feeling well tonight. So
Oh,
you're gonna have I get to trash her and you get to trash her and I get to trash you, of course, which is usual.
this is what we do. This is David. His name is David Pace,
ah,
and he is a critic from Utah. What, hon? My wife's in the other room
The only
laughing.
person in the room who's not named David is Debbie.
Oh, that's true. We got
Too many, too
difficult.
many Daves, remember
yeah.
that?
These are the Daves I know. I know. These are the Daves I. So David Pace. Sorry. In your years as a theater critic, what was your favorite show that you ever saw?
Oh my gosh. I got to see the first half of Angels in America in London. And I got to review it actually for a paper here in Utah. That was pretty thrilling. But I have to say that, some of the quieter shows that I got to see in tiny little venues here in the Beehive State were pretty special to me. I noticed a poster there, David, of As Is. I remember seeing As Is when it came out in the 80s, and it was pretty heart-wrenching and also very controversial for Salt Lake City, which is very conservative, especially back in the 80s. But yeah, I would have to say that, and we have a great Shakespeare festival out here in Cedar City.
Yeah, we went there. Can I ask you, David, and we don't have to get into this, but I'm curious where you stand in terms of the fold, because you wrote a book about your faith or getting out of your faith, and are you back in, are you out? I mean, being a theater critic and all of that, where are you? I mean, living in Utah,
Well, I enjoy drinking Mormon beer. I don't know if you guys know what that is. That's beer that your Mormon bishop doesn't know about. So no, I exited the LDS Church formally in 1996 as a protest for reasons I won't get into. But I mentioned Angels of America. That was really a formative play for me because I think it resonated with me because of its, Tony Kushner's use of Mormon iconography and Mormon characters. And it kind of helped me kind of graduate, if you will, to post-Mormonism. I tend to have a Buddhist practice myself now, but I write exclusively about Mormon culture in my fiction now, and also some plays that I have written in the past. So I guess you would call me a hopelessly Mormon writer, but I'm definitely on the out.
No,
I
in
think
fact, I
my
always call
mother-
her a hopeless writer, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't even think my mother has even acknowledged the novel I wrote about my coming of age story.
Hey,
So
by the way, before I forget, Debbie Peterson, you had the book about the corruption, but you've also got another book coming out in a couple of months or weeks.
Yeah, actually, I've got one that's I'm going to launch in a week, and it's City Council 101 Insider's Guide for New Council Members, and it's everything that they don't tell you when you start. It's the playbook that no one ever gives you that doesn't really exist unless a mayor tells you all about it.
Yeah,
So that
Debbie,
one's coming out, launching next Sunday.
can I ask you, Debbie, what was your most memorable favorite New Year's Eve or New Year's Day?
It was in Scotland and it was back in the 80s. And I don't like New Year's Eve. It kind of depresses me. And so I usually go to bed after it happens in New York and sometimes after it happens in New Zealand. And, and,
Ah,
so
I think that's
so
already
I
happened.
used to make up funny ones like Make Waves or Get Down Funky. So I think my favorite one was the year I decided I'd get down funky. And I haven't come up with one this year. I thought about It's a Thing, but that's not really very funny. So if you guys can come up with one, Dave, I'd love to have you give me my New Year's resolution.
resolution. I was wondering, the resolution thing. Well, what about you, David Sheward? Do you have a most memorable favorite New Year's?
I'm guessing when I was in Puerto Vallarta on New Year's Eve,
Mm.
one year with my husband Jerry. We just went there for a few days vacation, and we had a wonderful time. There were fireworks, and we got to celebrate it twice because there was a time difference between Mexico. I think there was like an hour difference between the part of Mexico we were in and
Yes.
New York. So we ate at a very nice restaurant. There was this promenade along the beach where you could see the fireworks, and I would say that was the most memorable New Year's Eve I've had.
Let me ask you, how long have you guys been married? You and Jerry, how long have you
We've been married since 2012. We've been together for since 1989. So
Oh,
30 odd years, 33 years. We've been together, and we've been legally married since 2012.
well,
Congratulations.
Yeah,
yeah,
Mazel Tov.
total. Wait, no, David Pace, you don't get to say. You're a Mormon. You don't get to use that. You got to use like Mormon-esque language.
And I've been to Salt Lake City. I enjoyed it. It's an interesting city.
Oh yeah. It's a
Yeah.
streets, a lot of sunshine. That's what I remember. And a great bookstore. Is that bookstore still there, David Pace? This enormous bookstore they have in Salt Lake.
I think that they moved. I think it was Weller's bookstore, and they moved over to Trolley Square. But yeah, we have a strong independent bookstore culture here. King's English is probably also well known, and in fact, they hosted me when I launched my book. But yeah, it's a mid-sized city, but it certainly has changed here, especially since the Olympics. 2002. So
Cool. I need to start cycling some people. So David Sheward, let me say welcome. I hope you'll get to play some quizzes. I know
Okay.
we've got another semester coming, but
We'll see. We'll see how things work out.
cool. But I'm glad things have been going well. I'm glad you haven't been hit by a car this December. So
No.
that's a good thing. Give my best and thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for being a friend and a friend of the Daverhood. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Talk
Nice
to you.
to see you,
Happy New
David.
Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye.
Bye. All right, we're gonna move.
So Debbie, are you in city government?
Not any longer. I haven't been for 3 or 4 years now. I've been writing about it instead. Yeah, trying to convince other people that they should be paying attention.
You're in California. What part?
I'm in Grover Beach, California, right on Highway 1, which is closed now due to a rock slide.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that happens
have,
every year, several times.
I'll bet. I was going to say that we're pretty happy to just be seeing some precipitation here in Salt Lake as well, as you can imagine.
How is Cheryl
Yeah.
doing, David? By the way, how is your wife, Cheryl? We haven't seen her in a million years.
Yeah, I'm very sorry she's not here.
Oh, I know
She's
here.
upstairs nursing her asthma. She had an attack this
Hmm.
afternoon. So she's doing okay. She retired from picture framing. In fact, the shop is still up here with all the corners. You can see some of that, but
Ooh.
she was a picture framer for many years and finally retired and closed up her shop. I think the pandemic kind of convinced her of that because it's
Well, you know, picture framers have all kinds of hangups. So, yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, she's doing well, and we're enjoying our grandkid, and yeah, so things are good. We're not traveling much for a lot of the same reasons that most people are not, but
Which is ironic. Weren't you? Am I confusing you? Weren't you a flag attendant for a certain?
yeah, for 20 years, over 20 years.
Wow.
So
So,
I people say, you know, are you still using your benefits now that you're retired? I'm like, no, I do not want to get on an airplane ever again. So I do a lot of road trips.
go figure. Good. Well, Dave, I'm going to let you go. It is so great to see you. Give our love to you and to Cheryl, and
Yeah,
please keep
absolutely.
much, much more in touch than we have been. It's so great to see you on the New Year's show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and give my best to Joyce.
I will. I absolutely, absolutely will. Love to you guys. Happy New Year.
Likewise, it's nice to meet you, Debbie, and
And that's my friend from high school, Stephen Fish. Stephen Fish, say hi. Hey, wait, unmute, and let's see if Stephen Fish can actually be heard.
Oh, shoot. Sorry.
Yes, Stephen.
Can you hear me?
I
Yeah.
can.
Hooray.
Yeah.
All right. Don't go away, Stephen. I'm going to let you go, David. Have a great one.
All right.
Happy New Year.
Thanks.
Bye, David.
Happy New Year, guys.
And actually,
Okay.
do you have any just shout outs of Debbie? Because I got to let you go too. But
Sure.
any Happy New Year wishes to anybody special or?
Oh, Happy New Year to my whole family in Pismo Beach. They're all there, and I told them they better watch and write us some Happy New Year messages. So hope they're there saying Happy New Year on the Facebook streaming. So thank you, Dave. Happy New Year.
Most happy. Thanks
Bye.
for joining us again. Bye bye, Debbie. Thank you very, very much. Okay.